it's working now. Tried it before and the window capture went away. Nope, be right back. Forgot my drink. I'm coming back. Alrighty, we are back. And surprise stream today. Starting a little bit early at 8 p.m. tonight, which is in 26 minutes. It was supposed to be father-daughter video gaming. And Bella and I were going to play Trine some more. The Enchanted edition of Trine. And we will be doing that tomorrow night instead at 8:30, I think she said. So I decided to go ahead and do a tech support tonight. And I realized that my overlay doesn't really work that well because of, let me see here if I can get some darker. Yeah, it works if you have a darker background, but you can see the titles there. Oh well, we'll deal with it today. Alright, just let me check. She said 8:30 p.m. Monday, October 25th, and that's when we will play Trine tomorrow. My name is Steve Simpson. I am otherwise known as Coach Steve Money. I am a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach, also Ramsey Preferred financial coach, and in the chat that'll be at the top of the chat, I'm posting a link. You can schedule a free financial coaching consultation assessment with me, and that would be you do that at ramseycoach.com/Coach Steve Money. Also, if you look on my YouTube channel right here, which is showing right there on the screen on the upper right side at the bottom of my banner on the right side, got some handy links for you, which is the schedule free consultation link that will take you right there. We have the PayPal donation link, which is right there, and I'm going to type it. It's also right. Oh no, it's not. It's not on this webcam frame, but it's right there, and I will type that in. So that will be at the top of the chat. And also Instagram, and my Instagram and Twitter is Coach Steve Money. Let's see. What? Oh, I was gonna have donations. HTTPS. You can just type in paypal.me/Coach Steve Money, or like I said, you can just click the link at the top of the chat in this video, or you can go to my banner and click the P, and that will take you right to that page, and that looks like that is part of, as you can see, paypal.com, and it's a secure website, as you can see, and that basically will just if you hit request, nothing will happen, because I'm not going to send you money. You have to send me money for the fine quality content that I'm providing for you. So let's see. So instead of the father-daughter video gaming tonight, I decided to go ahead and do the next installment of tech support on Mondays. That's the regular time for that, and that's going to be 8 p.m. Mondays, and I will be alternating tech support and Ramsey coach support. And in both of those, I go to the affiliate. Oh, while I'm here, Among the Sleep I did 2 streams of that so far. And that is a free game. If you go to epicgames.com, you can go to store.epicgames.com and scroll down. Epic Games are the fine folks that brought you. They're having a Halloween sale right now. They're fine folks that brought you Fortnite. If you scroll down to here, it's a free game. You can just click on that free game and you do not have to buy anything. And you get the entire game for free through October 28th at 11 a.m. I'm assuming that's my time, which is Eastern. So go ahead and you do have to claim it now, and you can have it forever. You can claim it now, and you don't have to install it, but it'll be in your library, and then you can install it, play it anytime you want. Alright, so on this stream, we go to reddit.com. Alright, and then I go to /r/ either Dave Ramsey, if I'm doing Ramsey Coach Support, or /tech support. And I guess I will, since this is right here on my front page, I'll go ahead and address this. What would Dave do? What would Dave do? Dave wouldn't break any of his rules, first of all, but here we go. Let's see. Oh, okay. It's just asking questions. Well, let's see what people break, and we'll see if I'm surprised by them. So we'll just do this for a couple minutes, and then I'll go and do tech support, which is the name of this stream. All right. So which of the Dave Ramsey rules do you break, and why? This poster said we have a 0% interest loan. Oh no, we have 0%, like the amount, instead of 1 or 2 or 3 loans. They have one loan that is 0% interest. We have enough savings to pay it off, but haven't done it because I value the security of that savings over a quicker payoff. All right, and the reason that you wouldn't do that is you could just pay that off, and then you would be able to give those payments to yourself, and you would not owe anybody anything, and you would be debt free. Having even a 0% interest loan means you're making payments every month, and you are not debt free. And so if something happens to you, and you can't pay that, then it's not going to be 0 interest anymore. They're gonna, if you miss a payment, that does not stay at 0%. So anyway, but that's why you wouldn't do that. Let's see what we got here. Some of the other people's credit cards for every single purchase I make that allows it. Always paid off every month. Never paid credit card interest. I also will not be trying to pay off my mortgage early. I also max out all of my retirement accounts, not just 15%. Hey, Matty Bags. I appreciate it. Yeah, I got a few more since in the last 2 or 3 days. Yes, sir. Thank you. Matty Bags' channel is a Blackstone rookie. Check that out. He makes he cooks stuff on his Blackstone griddle slash grill, and he has other things on there as well. So this person, where are we at? Maxes all of the retirement accounts, not 15%. Okay, so this person is not doing anything. Dave Ramsey, I don't know. Doesn't seem like it. I mean, maybe they're trying to pay off debt or whatever, and they're budgeting or something like that. So I mean, I don't know why you would be, unless they're just on the Dave Ramsey subreddit just to say they do things differently. Don't know. But again, credit cards, every single purchase you make allows it, always paid off every month. And if something happens, if there's one time where you can't pay it off, then you have a problem. If you're not trying to pay off your mortgage early, then you are basically you are whatever else you're doing with that money that you're trying to pay off the mortgage early. You have to turn that around and say, well, if you had a paid for house, would you be doing that with the money? And if you say, would you take out a mortgage just so you can do whatever that is? So say, for example, instead of paying mortgage off early, if he's maxing out his extra retirement accounts, if he had a paid for house, would he take out a mortgage on it so that he could max out his retirement accounts? So that's, or her, could be a her, no virus 4942. All right. 1800 remove kebab, credit cards, pay them off basically as soon as the money settles on or before it does, if the app, will let me. Not paying my mortgage off immediately, my interest rate is below inflation, not putting, a lot of people think that's a good reason, not putting my investments outside of my 401k in managed funds. They're split between a number of different dividends and tiny portion in single stocks I have great faith in. So, I mean, it's let's see, use debt to buy assets, debt leverage, right? Okay. All right. So, basically, this is going to be all the same. Owning homes, despite my husband being career military, right? A lot of people do that. Especially military people that make a lot of money. They buy homes at every place they get stationed. And then they're left with it, so they have to be long-distance landlords. No tithing, 30-year VA loan, card use, larger baby step emergency fund. There we go. Yeah, it's just basically, it's just everything. Has some good points, but it doesn't really fit a lot of people. It could fit everybody. You just don't want it to. You just think it seems to be designed for lower income, impulse control challenge folks. For the rest of us, it's leverage. No, it's not for the rest of you. The Ramsey program will work for everyone. You just don't want it to. So, which that's fine. That's fine. So that's basically, but basically what I do on that. Although it's not generally something like that. It's let's see what the next one would be. There's a tech support. Tech support. Oh, these are tech support. There's no Ramseys on here. All right. Okay, just bear with me. Just want to give a good example of what the com/r/Dave Ramsey. And sort by new. And yeah, see, this would be a husband, new job plus raise, can't Roth anymore, need retirement savings advice. You would have that, or feeling lost in career and considering med school. This person just saying they have a side hustle and just basically saying their progress, talking about that. This asking about the debt snowball method. Does it actually work? It actually does. But a ton of, millions of people do Dave's plan correctly. But anyway. So, it's that, this is not run by Ramsey Solutions. It's run by fans, and they do allow for you to be negative, although they do say, like in this one, keep it civil and be respectful to each other, but they allow people to disagree wholeheartedly with Dave. And that's fine. It's people's money. They can do what they want to. All right. So for this stream, here's what we do. We go to reddit.com/r/tech support. And we sort by new. And my keyboard keeps typing all stuff. Okay. Does anyone know what this means? Oh, it keeps typing that same thing over into the same string. That's weird. I would just think broken keyboard, I would think. I'll just go ahead and put it in there because that's easy. Broken keyboard. Whoops, if I could type. Bam. Here we go. Alright. Come in. Okay. So yeah, that's what I think. Broken keyboard, or unless, I mean, there could be some kind of script or something running on his computer, like some kind of virus or adware or something that is running that simulates the keyboard typing that. But yeah, I would shut it down and connect a different keyboard to it, or at least disconnect that keyboard. Okay, let's see. Troubleshooting 2 lines in 1 modem. I have internet and landline phone service through my ISP. Instead of having 2 modems, I would like to use 1 modem and connect both lines in. My current modem doesn't have a voice port, only Ethernet. I bought a DSL line splitter, but I found out that while the phone line fits, the RJ45 Ethernet line doesn't. That's because it's a different thing. Is it possible to get an adapter so the RJ... You can't. I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can't, because your phone line doesn't go into your modem. Well, but I mean, if you have DSL, let's see, it's possible though, the way they have it set up, it needs 2 different types of boxes. One modem would split it, would turn it into a internet connection, which you do need a RJ45 Ethernet, which is a Cat5 cable. You would need that. And like other type of box is just the DSL line. So yeah, other than that, I don't know. If I remember, I'll come back and check that one to see if anybody has commented on that. But other than that, I don't know. I think it's just 2 different kinds of. I've never had DSL because it's slower than cable internet. All right, let's see. Give a none. I guess they mean non. Give a non-Bluetooth computer Bluetooth function via a phone that has Bluetooth. I'm trying to connect a Wii remote to my PC via Bluetooth. PC has no Bluetooth connection. Phone has Bluetooth connection. Plug my phone into my computer versus USB-C. Theoretically, I should be able to plug my phone in my computer and connect the Wii remote to my phone. That then gets sent as an input to my PC. No, that's crazy stuff, dog. Yes, I know you can buy a USB Bluetooth connector for like $2. This is finding it out if can I, not should I. Yeah. I don't know that you can do that, because everything that you can like, as far as if you connect your phone into your computer, you can't just tap on the phone and have the computer read that as an input. You would have to have a program on the computer that's specifically designed to read that as an input, I believe, for that. Okay, some weird stuff tonight. Anyone know a way to condense GroupMe notifications into a single notification, like how Discord is by default? A large number of groups, and every time a message is sent, a separate notification pops up, even if it's the same chat as another notification. Results in this. Let's see what this is. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're going to get one every time you get a message. You could tell it not to send you any notifications. If you leave the app on your phone and you get a notification, it should like it should pop the application up. I don't know necessarily that you have to get a notification every time. I don't know. What is it that he's asking if he... And the single notification like Discord is. I don't know exactly. Condense down. I guess maybe talking about perhaps like it just staying in one and you get this message and that message and that message right here and just the one notification. Interesting. A lot of stuff I can help with tonight, apparently. Dell Windows tablet touch calibration gone wrong. Have this tablet laying around. And recently I've had some issues with my laptop, so I've been using this device as a replacement. I noticed that the touch was a little off on the tablet, so I tried recalibrating the touch with the settings given in control panel. And when I was done recalibrating the touch and went on to touch the close button, I noticed that my screen was registering my touch far away from my finger, and I couldn't close the window or open anything or click anything I want to. The tab is oldie Dell Venue 8 running Windows 8.1, I guess. Yeah, if it's not working right, see if you can get it to shut down and restart it, and see if it does any better. If not, you probably have to try to figure out where you need to touch your finger to get it to go back into calibration and try the calibration again. Other than that, I don't know how you would do that. You would do like a do whatever the steps are to do a hard reset on it. But a lot of times, and you get this a lot, where people say, I have this piece of technology laying around. Well, the reason it's laying around is because it's outdated, you're not using it anymore, and it might even be broken. So that's, that happens a lot. Let's see, this one, Emerald Jinx 21. Mouse problems. Have you ever had a problem where your computer mouse clicks twice when you only click once? I'm dealing with that situation right now and I need help. Buy a new mouse. Clicking on the new tab button makes two tabs, and closing one closes both. And whenever I go to YouTube and pause a video, it makes me go into full screen. Try different mouse. Let's see if that was the comment that somebody did. Pretty common issue on certain mouses, especially certain mice, especially Razer ones. But yeah, I think probably just a broken mouse. Try a different mouse, see if you get the same thing. If you get the same thing, then you can look in your in the control panel on your mouse, like where you control the sensitivity and so forth. Yeah. I need to figure out how I can show my desktop instead of just the window capture here for the browser. So that way I could go into control panel and show you. But yeah, it's like where you change like what the cursor looks like, how fast it what the sensitivity on it is, and you can change some behaviors as well. It's possible it even has that functionality where it can be two clicks, like it'll just double click when you click once. because you used to have to do a lot of double clicking on everything, and so they did have it where you could make one mouse click be two. So maybe that got set incorrectly on your computer. Alright, this is from Landlady 9000. Restrictions. So not sure if anyone will help me on this one. There's a restriction on my internet. Probably internet. But only for multiplayer games. Example, I have use of the internet but can't talk voice chat. Oddly, I can play Minecraft multiplayer but not things like Rust or such. Anyone know how to disable that? Restriction made by my parents. Thanks. Now I would ask your parents what they did to it, but they could just be blocking the port, maybe. They could have, if they may have a software on it called NetNanny that can do certain things. And there's several types of those softwares that can do several things. If you have Rust on there, you mean you can you play it? I don't know why I set my alarm for 8 o'clock. Oh, speaking of 8 o'clock, if you came to the stream expecting my lovely daughter Bella to be playing a video game with me, she canceled for tonight and rescheduled it for tomorrow at 8:30. So that's Monday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And we will be continuing our full playthrough of Trine Enchanted Edition. And so that's why I'm doing a tech support stream tonight. Because on Mondays, every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll be doing either a tech support or a Ramsey support video. And those work exactly the same. I go on the affiliated subreddit, either the tech support subreddit or the Dave Ramsey subreddit, and I just comment, ask questions if there are questions, and or just comment on stuff if it's just like in the Ramsey subreddit. It could be just somebody giving like a milestone report that they've gotten in their financial journey, that kind of thing. And in tech support, I give my best guess as to what could have caused the problem that they're having, what they can do to troubleshoot it, and what they can do to fix it. And so that's where we're at now. Let's see. And if I'm not sleepy, I might play some more Among the Sleep. Right after this. We'll see. See how it goes. But yeah, it's like they may have a software on there called NetNanny that will block certain things like that. Or they block the program or something else like that. But yeah. So if your parents did it, I would ask them about it. And if they did it, probably for a reason. Okay, let's see. Wi-Fi, your 5 gigahertz band, often dropping when asked to do multiple tasks. PCIe Asus Wi-Fi network card and custom build PC. When I download at max speed, currently on a 300 megabits per second plan, it often just drops away. When I reconnect, my speed has dropped to about 120 megabits per second. This only happens on the 5 gigahertz band, and it then matches the 2.4 gigahertz band speed. Only when I reboot my PC, I can once again get to 300 megabits per second. The same issue occurs when I'm using Spotify. in combo with other programs or websites like YouTube or online games. Sometimes the problem doesn't occur for days, but later occur many times in one day. So what is happening here? Jeez. People are having crazy problem. Speeding connection doesn't drop onto other devices. Is my Wi-Fi card dying? Yeah, I'll try a different Wi-Fi card. You can get a really cheap USB Wi-Fi receiver instead of getting a card. Instead of getting another card, but maybe you can find a card about as cheap as it is, especially the older cards. See if you have other devices on that that's receiving that on the 5 gigahertz band. If you have like other computers in the house or your phones or whatever, see if that if it does the same on those devices, and see if it's limited to just your PC and your network card. And you can also, if you have other computers in the house, you can swap cards and see what's up with that. Let's see. Whoa, that's weird. Why is that? You guys seeing that? Huh. Windows updates. Well, the steps here work to start auto updates, especially to Windows 11. Then turn off automatic updates. Yeah, they should. I don't know if it's. I'm not clicking that strange link though. Let's see. Is it the same one? Yeah, it's the same one. So, what you do if you think you need to click a link, generally, if you like it's an email or something like that, don't. If it's from a friend of yours, call them or text them and ask them if they sent you a link. Because sometimes it can say it's from your friend and your friend has no idea. But if you right click on that, and then in the lower left you can see that. I wonder if you can see that on the stream. If the window will capture that. Let's see. No, that's not showing up because it only captures the window. It doesn't capture that little. It's like a little rectangular box that shows up in the lower left and shows me where the link goes to, and it is exactly what is written right here. But when you post a link, you can also code it to make it go somewhere else. So, like if you put the, I don't know why that keeps shaking like that. You can put the cursor over it, and it would say like a different location than where this actually says. Let's see. Wi-Fi doesn't find any networks. Maybe broken Wi-Fi card. That's first thing to try. Especially if other devices, phones, other computers that are using that same router, if it can find it. Am able to connect through Ethernet. Okay, so the cable works, so the computer works. It may be the Wi-Fi receiver. Yeah, so you can, as I said, yeah, try to see if your phone doesn't have any problem finding that router. If you're connecting to it, it doesn't. You can like disconnect from it and reconnect to it, and see if it has any problem with that. And if it doesn't, there's probably nothing wrong with the router / network. And yeah, your Wi-Fi card is probably going to be the most likely thing. How to get a smell off of wireless headphones? Gee. Sorry if this is really crazy. If this isn't the sort of question this sub answers, just wanted help with this issue and was the only one I could. So unfortunately, my cat peed on my desk where my Logitech G935 headphones were sitting. One side specifically, the side with the mic and where the USB receiver would be stored, got hit with it. I was able to clean it off pretty quick. There's still a bit of a smell on that side. Not super noticeable, but enough that I don't really want them over my ears. Something like that where you could also, I mean, and then you could like follow general rules for getting the smell out of something, but that generally means spraying something on it, I think. And you would not even want to do anything like putting it like in rice and stuff. Like that's how like you can do to like make things be not wet anymore. Like you can dry things out by putting them in rice. But I mean, with electronic stuff, you don't really want to know. Yeah, I don't know. I would Google that and find out. That's one I haven't run into in my decades of computer repair. Haven't had to get rid of a smell, fortunately. I mean, there's cigarette smell that and other smells similar, and like if the computer is in like somewhere else that is maybe like smoky but not cigarette smoke but any other kind of haze there, like if it's in a factory or something like that, it can develop smells. But generally, I just clean it up when it's smells like cigarette smoke. I just clean it up the best I can, and because generally it's going, whatever's wrong with it is not the smell, and it's just going back to the same person, and they're probably going to continue smoking around it. So one way, like in that case, maybe changing out the power supply because that sucks in, and the other fans, because those suck the air out of the computer and also from the front into the computer, and then it pushes the hot air out of it. And so if you change out some of that stuff, that may get rid of some of it if the smell is inundated in that power supply and in the fans. Alrighty, let's see. No boot devices found after updating the BIOS. That stands for, I can't remember what that stands for. Something operating system, and that basically is the software that runs the motherboard. So if you push like F, some of them are F10. I think Dell's are F2. You push. I think HP's you hit escape on it. When it starts, before it starts loading Windows, so it can, and then that's how you get into BIOS. That holds your system time. It holds your settings on it. You can see what devices are connected to the motherboard, and that's all. That has nothing to do with Windows. That's all before it boots to Windows. And the general rule is to not update the BIOS unless you are having a particular problem. For example, sometimes they need a BIOS update if you're going to upgrade the processor on that particular motherboard. Sometimes that won't work. Even if the motherboard supports it, it may not work until you upgrade the BIOS on it. So PC was running Windows 10, was working fine until, okay, so there's no client ever that came to me and said, well, my PC was having off and on issues, and then I had this problem, and that's why I'm bringing it to you. No client ever said that. They always say it is working fine. It was working fine, and then this happened. until I updated my BIOS from my ASRock B560M Steel Legend. I think I've used some of those boards. The BIOS updated, but now it shows no boot devices in the boot priority list or boot setup, even though both my hard drives, including the one my OS is installed on, its operating system, are detected and appear in the configuration list. It may have you may have to change it from UEFI boot, and I don't. Let's see. UEFI boot mode. And what's the other? Yeah, you might have to go back to legacy if your drives aren't UEFI compatible, or it was originally not installed in UEFI mode. Then you can't do that if the BIOS you can't just change that. So go. Hopefully you can get to like an older version of the. Like you put the older version of the BIOS, you might have to go to another computer to do it since you can't boot into Windows. Go to another computer to do it and get an older version of the BIOS. If you just can't go into BIOS and change it to legacy mode. That would be the first thing. Or it could be the opposite problem. It could be you have UEFI boot, but when you updated the BIOS, it changed it to legacy for some reason. So in that case, you would just have to change it to UEFI. So that's the first step. Change that to the opposite it is now, and see if it sees your operating system on those drives. All right. We're getting through a lot of them, even though I can't do anything about a lot of them. Let's see what time is it? 8:15. Alrighty. Computer clock slowly goes out of sync before a program stops responding. A desktop I built, it's been fine. Again, been fine for the last 2 years, but all of a sudden, thanks for writing all of a sudden, a lot of the kids these days say all of the sudden for some reason. It's not what it is, it's all of a sudden. Had this issue. The clock is set to the right time zone, but after an extended time, it slowly goes out of sync. Once the out of sync issues start occurring, programs will stop being responsive shortly after. It will let me close some windows, but I won't be able to launch anything. That is weird. I can open my right click options, but that will also freeze. Cut out auto random. That's crazy. Hard restart or shut off to fix temporarily. Oh, see what troubleshooting did so far. A memory test, check RAM, and it came back clean. New CMOS battery. That's what keeps like the time and your motherboard settings in the BIOS. That battery allows it to keep that time when there's no power. Reset BIOS settings, updated driver, solid state drive health check with Western Digital's tool. Ran system file checker / scan now, came back clean. Ran DISM, online cleanup image, check health, also came back clean. Only other steps I can think of now is to do a fresh install of Windows, try getting a new motherboard, borrow GPU. Wanted to see if anybody had any ideas before I try these steps. See if anybody... Nope, no comments yet. Alright, so yeah, the stuff that is doing is weird. I would scan it with Malwarebytes to see if you got any viruses happening there, or just some bad program that's has bad code or something like that. Go to Task Manager. You can either just type Task Manager in the search box in the taskbar, or you can hit Control Alt Delete, and then hit Task Manager at the bottom, and then that'll show up. When that shows up, if it's not expanded out where you see a startup tab up at the top, if you see the different tabs, click More towards the bottom of the small window that pops up. It's just like a small window that pops up after you hit Task Manager. Hit More. When you hit More, it will show those tabs. Go into the Startup tab. Disable everything except antivirus. Everything. And as a last resort, you could go back in and disable that as well, just to test to make sure that that's not corrupted or something. Because the system file checker is only going to check Windows system files, not all the program files. So you could have like your antivirus could be screwed up. So you could do that as well, but first disable everything except antivirus and reboot for that to take effect and see if it still happens. Let's see. Because basically that's it. But do the that's so you can find out if something that's in there is running. But if it's malware, it may not have put a startup item in there. It just may be a startup item in the registry that is doing that doesn't show up in the Task Manager startup. But anyway, yeah, like I said, disable everything except antivirus, reboot it and see if it does the same problem. If it does the same thing, go back in there and disable antivirus as well. You may want to disconnect from the internet while you do that if you're going to boot up without antivirus being active. And see if that does it as well. But if that doesn't work, you could try, so you don't lose everything you got installed now, just in case it is going to be your motherboard problem. Then you don't have to screw up your Windows install and all your system installs if you just got to replace a motherboard. The way you can get out of that is if you have a spared other drive, you can install Windows on that and see if it happens. If it doesn't happen on a clean install of Windows on a different drive, then the problem is either the other hard drive or that Windows install or any other software that's on there. So that's another way to figure out what it is. Alrighty, what time we got? 8:21. All right. Mac. Problem with UTM virtual machine on MacBook Air M1. I don't know anything about Macs. Let's see. Using VirtualBox's setting option in the network settings that let you add a second host-only network adapter, but I can't find that anywhere on UTM. Now, I don't even know what UTM is. UTM, what is it? Virtual machine. Maybe it's a particular one that you use with Mac operating system. Virtual machine is on iOS. Yeah, okay. So it runs it on the Apple operating system, the iOS. It lets you run virtual machines on there. User Gate UTM virtual appliance allows you to quickly set up a virtual machine with preset components. Alright. And in case you don't know, a virtual machine is exactly that. It's like a separate computer that is running within your computer. So It is like the way a lot of like businesses have their systems set up is they have a physical server, uh, which they're running, but instead of having everybody connect and data being on the physical server, they have the operating system or whatever people are connecting to, they have that being in the virtual machine. So basically, like it's to use Windows for example, it's a Windows install inside a Windows install that, as far as the programs know, the virtual machine is the actual is Windows, and it thinks that's a whole computer by itself. So basically, it's a virtual, meaning just a software version of another computer. And the good thing about that is you can back that up usually very quickly. You can make a copy of that. And so if anything ever becomes corrupted of that, all you got to do is delete that virtual machine and then restore it from backup, and then you're all ready to go. And you didn't have to do anything to your actual hardware machine and the operating system installed on that. It's probably not a very good explanation of virtual machines, but hopefully you understood a little bit. All right, motherboard keeps beeping and monitor is disconnected from PC. Yeah, all right. Well, you got a problem with the motherboard, obviously. I was gaming when suddenly the monitor disconnected from the PC. I would check every cable and nothing seems out of ordinary. Okay, so if the cables are plugged in, it didn't disconnect, but it's probably saying no source detected. So basically, it's not communicating with the monitor. The PC's not communicating with the monitor. I tried to restart my PC when the motherboard started beeping. When I turned it on, 3 long beeps and a red light. Check Google, and it seems to be some kind of memory problem. If you don't know what you're doing, you can try to look at a YouTube video. If you've never had a computer case cover off and done anything inside there, if you're not familiar with that, you may want to get a friend or family member that is more tech savvy to help you. But the first thing to do would be to open up the case cover and take the memory out of the slot or slots, however many memory chip modules there are, and you would just take those out and then put them back in. And if you think you might have a bad stick, you can just put one. If you have, for example, 2 or more modules in there, you can just put one in at a time, and that way you can troubleshoot whether you have a bad one or not. If it has the same results with all of them individually, then it could be a motherboard problem instead, because all the memory going bad at once would be very, very, very coincidental, and I've never had that happen. So then you might be motherboard. It could also be a maybe the power supply, but yeah, if you got three long beeps, and if it seems to be a memory problem, it could be that. It could be the video card doing that. So if you have onboard video as well, in addition to a video card, and your video card is what you're plugged into now, you could take out the video card and use the onboard video and see if that's working fine. Because then if that's working fine, then the problem is your video card. But also it could be the power supply, because it just the fact that you're not getting video anymore. It could be the power supply, the motherboard, specifically the power supply cable that goes into the CPU power on the motherboard, and that could be the motherboard itself. So it could be any one of these things. Let's see what you wanted the specs. What motherboard is it? If you think it is a memory issue, an easy fix would be to reseat the RAM. Yep. I don't know if Server Giants was being sarcastic, but that's one of the things that I said. Absolutely, that's the first thing I said, and that would be the first thing that you would do. So, and sometimes what happens is even if you're not moving it around, in the same reason that sidewalks crack and stuff like that, it's because they get hot in the summertime and they freeze in the wintertime, and the same thing happens in your computer. It's not necessarily freezing, but it is getting very warm. And then when you have the computer off, it cools down, and so cooling and warming and cooling and warming, and that can cause what's called chip creep in the computer business. I love the computer business. Arnold Schwarzenegger said that, and when he was pretending to be a computer salesman in True Lies. Spoiler alert, he was a spy in that. But you get to know that very, very quickly. His wife, Jamie Lee Curtis, does not, though. And his daughter was Eliza Dushku. And supposedly there might be another one at some point. And the daughter would be the focus of it, although she's an adult now, so I don't know necessarily that they would have that same plan. But maybe that movie never happened, so maybe it won't ever. But that was the last time Jamie Lee Curtis, I think, had the idea because they wanted to do a sequel, and Jamie Lee Curtis had the idea that it would be about something really major involving the daughter. Anyway, and I used to have that sound on when my computer would boot up. It would say, "I love the computer business." That's a bad Arnold impersonation. Let's see, what was I talking about? Chip creep. Chip creep. I need to get a piece of paper and write stuff down when I start going off on tangents so I can go back. Chip creep. And so that is not your chip being a creep to you, but it creeping along. That means like it just moving just micro millimeters. And so if it moves just a little teeny bit, then it's not making the right contacts. At the bottom of memory modules, there's all these contacts in it that have to make make contact points go into the motherboard, and there's contacts in there, and they have to be all lined up. And so if it just moves just a hair, sometimes if it just moves a hair, it will not be making good connection, and then you can get corruption, and stuff like this could happen as well. So that's why you want to reseat the RAM. Alright, Windows 10 won't update. Cannot access safe mode. I changed it to 1080, by the way. Don't ask me why I had it on 720, the streams, all my streams. So, just like a day or two ago, I changed it. So, yeah, I'll figure out this streaming stuff eventually. Alright, Windows 10 machine was taken to a shop last year to replace a bad motherboard and has had issues with updates ever since. Machine works fine. Obviously not if it has problems with updates. But when trying to complete updates by restarting, it would go through the process, then give an error that updates could not be completed and reverse changes. That's generally system corruption, and a lot of times the system corruption could be bad hard drive, bad storage. I'm trying to access safe mode to troubleshoot, but I have not managed to get in. This option is not available from the advanced troubleshooting menu. Holding shift while clicking restart. That should give you the. Can I get it by resetting during boot up? The boot section of msconfig is blank. And trying to tick boxes, click buttons has no effect. The whole boot tab seems frozen, but all other tabs work fine. That's weird. I created a USB recovery disk with the Windows Media Creation tool, which gives me access to more advanced options than when holding Shift Restart, but still no safe mode option. Haven't used Windows myself in years. I ripped my hair out trying to troubleshoot this beast. It has to do something with the motherboard swap, sure. But I don't know what, and every single troubleshooting step requires safe mode, which I just can't seem to access. Any suggestions? Yeah, I'm still gonna say, I mean, you can try to fix Windows. You can run the system file checker. That is, you open up a DOS prompt, an administrator DOS prompt, and type in, like we saw on that other one, SFC. Can't type it in down at the bottom, but I can type it up here in the. You type in SFC/scan now, like that, and hit enter, and then that will scan the Windows system files to see if everything's all right with them. And you can you can reset the update components of Windows. How do you do that? Let's see, I can't remember. Reset update components, Windows 10. Oh, also, yeah, I have personally not have tried, maybe tomorrow, tried Windows 11 yet. General advice is, if your computer's working fine, no need to upgrade it yet. I would let all the other people have the early problems with it. I'm gonna install it on a test machine tomorrow. But like any computer that is important to you, like if you have to run payroll on it, or if you're streaming on it and you want to keep streaming and without being possibly delayed by having to reinstall Windows 10 again, or revert back to Windows 10, don't do Windows 11 yet. So, but I'm gonna take a look at it and probably film some stuff on that. Hopefully tomorrow at work. Reset. Yeah, so basically you can just Google how to do this. You reset the Windows Update agent by running these commands from an elevated command prompt. That means an administrator command prompt. Netstop WUAUSRERV. That stands for Windows Update. I can't remember, something server. Automatic Windows Update automatic update server. That's what it is. So you stop the service, not server. So you're stopping the Windows Update automatic update server. And then you get rid of the software distribution folder, which is what holds I think it holds it's a log of the updates, and so it goes by that when it checks that against that, and if that is corrupted or something like that, you could run into problems, and so that's when that basically resets all that, and then when you restart Windows Update, automatic update server or service, you just type it exactly like it, WAUSERV. You just type this like it is, and then that resets it. That recreates the software distribution folder. And so then at that point it's reset, and so it shouldn't be causing you any problems. So yeah, just go through all that. Basically, just Google it and make sure it's like on Microsoft.com. Make sure it's not on some website you've ever seen before, or you've never seen before. And look at that. It's the same steps for Windows 11. So you can reset that to see if that is the problem, but you may want to check the hard drive first, because if you try to do any kind of software fixing on a bad hard drive, it may or may not work, and if it does work, if it's on a bad hard drive, it's likely going to fail again, because it might try to write back to the same spot. So you can try all that stuff, but that is, if you're that's why I often try to, whenever possible, I test the hard drive first before I waste time trying to fix messed up software on a bad hard drive, because you're not doing anything. So, and it could be something to do with the motherboard swap. It could be that's when your hard drive first got damaged, or during the motherboard swap, that's when files got corrupted, and maybe the hard drive is fine. So anyway, that's up to you there. Let's see, back up your data and do a fresh clean install. Yeah, I mean that always works, except if the drive is bad again. So again, test the drive. If the boot tab in msconfig is messed up, you could probably run the boot rec commands. Yep, you could do that. Check disk R, yeah. So check disk /R, that does check the drive to see if it has any bad spots on it. That may or may not work as well, because I've run check disk before and it didn't find anything, but then I ran a separate hard drive test on it and it did come up bad. So Server Giants, he was the one that did a great answer. So maybe he was being authentic earlier. Are you using Windows 10 Home Pro or later model? Are you aiming to factory reset your PC without removing any prior data, or have you tried a full factory reset? Side note, occasionally if a user waits too long to update their computer, a compiling error can occur, leaving no option but to totally factory reset your PC to our knowledge. Okay. Alright. I don't know if it's just waiting too long that causes the problem, but I don't know that to be true, Server Giants, but could be. Let's see. Alright, we'll do one more here. Let's see. INIU, never heard of them. USB-C power adapter occasionally makes pop sound when being plugged into the outlet. Alright, the USB-C is, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. It's in the middle there. It's basically, it's like a rectangle kind of, is it? Yeah, it's kind of like a rectangle, but it has rounded on either end. Yeah, that's basically. I don't know what that would be. That's not really an oval, is it? But right in the middle there is USB-C, and that's what I think most phones and a bunch of other devices are these days. So let's see, as a USB-C power adapter, occasionally makes a pop sound when being plugged into the outlet. As per the title, it's not a brand I purchased before, and fixed spot is mixed in the quality, not that it seems I can even really trust them either. Oh, fake spot. I can't trust fake spot. I don't know. Never heard of it, but I would imagine it is a website that lets you know what brands are fake or something like that, or bad quality. Looking at the speed from my USB tester, it seems to meet all the criteria for even speeds, but it seems plugging it into a power bar by where I sit occasionally cause it to make a pop sound. No smoke or other smell, just that single pop. Let's see if there's more. Nope, no more. Try if plug it into something different and see if it pops. Because it might just not like your power bar, which I'm guessing is just like an extension bar. Nope, no other comments. So yeah, I would try to plug it into directly into the wall and see if it pops. But yeah, and also plug another device in there in that same outlet in the bar and in the wall. And if the other device doesn't pop, then the problem is that USB-C power adapter. All right, one more. How to clone SSD. That stands for solid state drive, and that's the newish. Actually, it's been around for several years. That's a solid state drive. That's where your hard drive storage space is just basically on a memory chip, like a USB drive. It's like that. It's no moving parts. Not like the old spinning hard drives that had discs that spin, and they also had a moving reader arm on it, and so it's got multiple moving parts. And so without moving parts, it's just basically memory soldered onto a motherboard or a circuit board rather, and so that's why they are way faster and way less likely to fail. They still do. Some of them still do fail. It still happens, but let's see what's going on here. I tried cloning my SSD with Macrium. There's a R in that. It's supposed to be. So that's a brand of cloning software. But it gives me an error every time. Is there any way to do it? I just need to install Windows 10 on an SSD, but I don't have a big enough drive. Is there something else I can do? Some software like, let's see. It is, what is it called? Ease US to do backup free. And this software will allow you to boot into your existing Windows installation, and then you can clone the very drive you're running the software in. You can clone that drive to an external drive or just a secondary drive that's plugged in to the motherboard as well. But you can boot off of the one that's correctly running Windows now. So yeah, I've used this software before, not this newest version, but I've used it, and so that is what you can do. Back in the old days, you could not do that. You had to boot like with a disk or a flash drive, and then because you couldn't while you were running it and doing something with that particular operating system, you couldn't then clone it. But this software and others, I'm sure, like it, will let you clone from within the operating system itself. So you can do that. But an error, that may mean you have a Windows system files error. You could have some corruption in the Windows system files or elsewhere on the drive. You could have bad spots on the drive. So that would mean it would be a hardware problem. It could just be bad. Like I said, it could just be software problem. It could just be corruption. So you could try repairing when you could try running again the SFC/scan now from an administrator command prompt, and then that will fix Windows for you if it can. Again, if you do that and it finds corruption and fixes it, but the drive has a problem on it, it's going to be a temporary fix at best, because with a bad hard drive, it's just something else is going to get corrupted. But that's the dealio on that. Let's see what other people think. But yeah, so this comes in perfect when, because if you have a Windows 10 installation now and you have a little bit older machine, maybe like 3 or 4 years old, then you have it on one of those spinning drives. And the dealio with those is that those are way, way, way cheaper than the solid state drives. And so, especially now, anything with silicon in it, since the Pandy started, it's just crazy prices. But solid state drives, they're not that expensive, and they have come down. So that's what would happen is, like, you would have a huge, like, a 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, 3 terabyte hard spinning drive, and then you get just like a 500 gigabyte solid state drive, just because of the price of them. And so that would be the issue. I mean, if you're trying to get, if you're going from, well, you say you don't have a big enough drive. I mean, the drive, you can't compress it or anything like that. If your Windows 10 installation itself is bigger than the size of your drive, like your C partition, your main partition on your previous drive, if it's too big, if it's bigger size than the solid state drive is, obviously you can't put it on there. But if your partition, if your Windows, if your main partition is bigger, but the actual data on it isn't bigger than your new solid state drive, if it's a much smaller drive and you're moving it, as long as the data on it will fit on the new one, that EaseUS, what is it? EaseUS, Todo or To-Do backup. I think it's Todo. That means like all in Spanish. That will take care of it. So if you're going from your older big drive, even though you have a much smaller new solid state drive that you want to put it on, as long as the data on it can go over there. Or you can just clone the Windows 10 installation itself. You can clone that to it as well. Just an operating system installation. Of course, it will be expecting, it uses that registry, so it will be expecting all the other programs on there as well. So you may run into errors and such from that. Let's see what the comments are, and then we'll call it a night. And then I may or may not play some, maybe some Among the Sleep, or some Lost in Random, perhaps, maybe. Or I might just go to bed. Gotta get up at 4 a.m. let's see. I tried. Oh, we read that already. We're gonna go to. Oh, we got 5 comments now since I started talking. You can use the free Microsoft Windows Media Creation tool to make a bootable USB key. If that helps. Yeah. So you said you just need to install Windows 10 on a new solid state drive. Yeah. If you don't need like your data from the other one, if that's not what you're trying to do, you say cloning your existing solid state drive to it. If you just need Windows 10 on it, but not any of your other programs or anything like that, hey, you can just do a fresh install from Windows with Windows Media Creation tool. It'll make a bootable USB installation drive. It's a key. People call it a key sometimes. That's basically it's just a USB drive, and you can install Windows onto a blank solid state drive. Is that the same person? Nicolelo? Do I need an 8 gigabyte or more USB stick? I only have a 4 gigabyte one. That's fine. The minimum is. Well, that's not. Oh, that's what you're saying. Doesn't have a big enough drive. Oh, yeah. I think you do have to have that to install that on. Let's see. What is it? Microsoft Media Creation tool, and this is what you want to use for Windows installs. You don't want to try to either these would take you to the same spot. And again, make sure it's Microsoft.com. See right there, it's a secure website. See the lock right there. And you can click that to view the site information, but see the support.microsoft.com right there before there's any slashes. Make sure like after that it's not support.microsoft.com dot blah 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 dot com or .net or dot anything. If it's other crap back there behind that before you get to the first slash, then that's a bad website. But yeah, let's see what you need. Here's what you'll need. Yep, at least 8 gigabytes of space. So that's, yep. So that's what you need. You can also use an external hard drive if you have an external hard drive laying around. It doesn't have to be a flash drive as we used to say, but now they say stuff like USB key and such. So it doesn't have to be. You can use an external hard drive of any type. You could use that to create. Or a DVD. You could have a blank DVD. Of course, it has to be 8 gigabytes of space on that, so it has to be a big one with 8 gigabytes space on it. And you need a product key. So, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, there's nothing you can do about it. All right. Okay, so I think what the OP stands for original poster right there. Was saying was he tried cloning it with Macrium, but it gives an error. Okay, and the reason for the error could be that the old SSD, if that's what they mean, or if they mean I tried cloning to my SSD, meaning the new SSD. So I don't know which one, but it could be just a problem with the hard drive on the old drive, whatever drive they're trying to clone from to that new SSD. Yeah, but the error, so, yeah. So, but if you just need Windows on it, yeah, you just need to have the installation files, and you gotta have enough, big enough drive to put the installation files on there, and you can't magically make your smaller flash drive bigger. Alrighty. Let's see. Okay, what time is it? 9 o'clock. Doing a game or not? I don't know. I'll decide. I'm leaning towards no. Nothing wrong with going to bed early, right? But I may just start up another one. So tomorrow. Bing, 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 bing. Oh yeah, at the top of the chat you'll have my links, and also you can get to those links from the Coach Steve Money YouTube channel right there, my banner. To the right of it, you can schedule a free consultation. That's a financial coach. I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, also Ramsey preferred financial coach, and you can schedule that free consultation with me at ramseycoach.com/Coach Steve Money, or you can just click this fine link, and I'll show you right now. See, that's where it goes to. See, and that's just on Ramsey Solutions server, and it just allows you to book that consultation. You just click right on that, and then you go to the thing and you pick the date, and then you pick the time, and it lets me know. Also, there is the PayPal link for donations. If you appreciate my content, you can just get send right there on that. This is on paypal.com. As you can see, again, there's the lot right there, and you can look at the site information. That is on the address is paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. But as you can see, that goes to the paypal.com website. Also, it's my Instagram right there. I haven't posted anything on there in a while, but I will be posting my new schedule on there, which is, that's what we're doing right now, Take Support with Coach Steve Money. And let's see, do I have one recently? I do not. Go to video gaming. Where's the one that we're playing? Trine Enchanted Edition, Father-Daughter Gaming. Bella and I will be doing that tomorrow, Monday, October 25th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And she could not make it tonight, which is why I'm doing this tech support video tonight, because that was supposed to be tomorrow. So we just did a flippy. Upcoming streams will be, of course, tomorrow, every weekday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time is the Ramsey Show After Show. And that happens right after the Ramsey Show on YouTube. The video for that ends, which is like, sometimes it goes a little bit over 6 p.m., but right around in there. And so, and even if it's a replay, I will be live with that, and that's every weekday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, for that. The single player games that I'm playing now is, Lost in Random. That came out about a month ago now, I think. And I have access to that for free because of my EA Play Pro membership. Was $100 a year. That gives you almost every EA/Origin game. The membership used to be called Origin Premier Pro, but now it's EA Play Pro is what it's called, and like I said, it's $100. and that gives you for the year. So you can get Madden. What else do they have on there? FIFA. I can't remember if they have the baseball game on there or not. They have the tennis game. All the Star Wars games, Sims 4. The last two Star Wars games were Squadrons and Jedi Fallen Order, and those are good games. Fallen Order is a great game. They just got bunches and bunches of them. Oh, the one that Bella and I played, the last one that we played, where is it that happens? I just added this one today because I didn't add it previously, but we did 13 streams. Took us 13 streams to do the full playthrough of It Takes Two, and Bella and I played that 3 months ago. We finished that, I think, or it might have been 2 months ago when we finished it, because we did do 13 streams. Among the Sleep, that is available for free right now at Epic. Let's go here. EpicGames.com, and you just scroll down past that. New Guardians of the Galaxy game. I don't know that we'll be getting that. My son didn't seem interested in it. Right here, free games. They do at least one a week, sometimes two. But you can see Among the Sleep right here. There, I think because of Halloween, they have a kind of a scary thing going on. And so the next one is called Dark. And that will be free starting October 28th. But this, Among the Sleep, is where you play a 2-year-old. October 28th at 11 a.m., probably Eastern Time, is the deadline for that. Before you have to claim that, you can just claim it and add it to your library. It's a free account as well. You just do get Epic Games, and then you can create a free account. You don't have to buy anything to get this game. You can also, for free, they also are the people that brought you Fortnite, so you can play Fortnite with the kids too, if you want to, and not spend a single dime. Let's see if this shows the. We'll just look at a couple of seconds of it. Where is it coming? Here we go. You play a 2-year-old child. Yep. A 2-year-old child, incredibly adept at walking downstairs. I will say that. I've done that part. I've done that part. Fun, fun, fun. Let's see. I was looking for what the tech. There we go. For Windows, you need. Oh, yeah. This is a little bit older game. I can't remember when it came out. Does it? Oh, November 2nd, 2017. So coming up on 4-year anniversary. Windows XP Service Pack 2 or higher. You don't need much computer at all to play this. Wow. Wow. So it would video card with 512 megabytes of RAM. Wow. I mean, even the recommended. Just a video card, but you don't need anything. Gosh. That would probably play on a lot of tablets fine. Interesting. All right. So, but it is normally $16.99, so it's 100% off until the 28th at 11 a.m. All right, and I'm playing that. I'm kind of like trying to alternate in between them, but I did 2 quick ones of Among the Sleep, just so I could tell more people that it's free. Playing the Lost in Random, like I said, and I've done 4 streams of that. And PC Building Simulator, which was the previous free game from Epic Games. And being this also being the tech support stream, didn't think that was going to happen. This also being the tech support stream, I thought this was really interesting because it actually does a wonderful job of taking you through everything, almost everything. There's a couple steps that they kind of skirt or like combine, and you just like click, and there's multiple things. If you were actually building the computer, that would happen there. But for the most part, like you have to unscrew every screw. You have to click. You just click on the screw, but you're doing each screw at a time, and so. The first thing I did was career, and I had to do some virus scans, and I had to add a second hard drive for storage and stuff, my very first time. But I didn't get to build any computers, and so for my second stream, I said, okay, I'll build a computer, and the how to build a PC was available, but I already know how to build a PC. Thought, well, how hard could it be? So I just went to free build, and I built a computer with pretty much the most expensive stuff in there. It was fun. And then for the third stream, I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and do the how to build a PC. And it is a hands-on tutorial where you still have to do it, but it gives you more guidance into how you're doing it. And the other thing, I may or may not get it. It's on sale through the end of the month. I think it's like $6. The esports DLC stands for downloadable content, and that basically adds in like all new parts from this is a 2018 game, and the prices on the stuff look like it. Pre-pandy prices on the stuff. And it's older equipment as well. But the esports, that is a 2021 downloadable content for that, and that gives you new parts, and plus it makes you be the PC tech for an esports group. And so I'm sure they have a lot of work for you to do in there. And so still thinking about if I get that or not. I don't know. All right. So it's fun. It takes me an hour to say goodbye every time. I just want people to know what I'm going to be up to. So that game, Lost in Random and Among the Sleep, those are the ones I'm solo playing, and Bella and I are doing Trine Enchanted Edition, and previously we did It Takes Two. Let's see. On Mondays, we're alternating this stream, which is tech support tech support with Coach Steve Money, and this currently that I'm talking about, that I'm doing right now, is number 5 in that series, and next Monday will be number 3 of Ramsey Coach support, and that's basically the same thing, except I talk about stuff on there in the Ramsey subreddit. What else? If you are familiar with Dave Ramsey and Dave Ramsey's Baby Steps and my music playlist, the first thing is the Dave Ramsey Baby Steps song temporary lyric version, temporary lyric video, and I'm gonna do a better audio and better lyric video, but as you can see, it's right there. It is based on Ed Sheeran's wonderful music and Justin Bieber's wonderful vocal stylings. That is on Love Yourself, and it just changed all the words. There is the actual Baby Steps from the Ramsey Solutions webpage on the Baby Steps, and like I said, there's a word so you can sing along. It's fun. I am going to make a better video on that though. And I think that's all. I tried Coca-Cola Zero Sugar first tasting, and I ended up liking it more as I kept drinking it than I ended up saying, and I may make a follow-up on that when I get some more. I'm gonna buy some more this week. In addition to Diet Coke, I won't totally give up the Diet Coke. I might like go half and half, but yeah, it tastes sweeter, and well, you can listen to my review on it there. It describes it pretty accurately, at least as far as my taste buds are concerned. But I do like a little bit better than you would think. I think it's got 50 views. It's pretty cool. Speaking of tech support, the video that has gotten the most views is one of the very first ones I did. Is it in the computer one? Well, would it be in the video gaming one? It shouldn't be in the video gaming playlist. Let's see. Origin access on and offline at the same time. There it is. 1,700 views. Fortunately, they didn't. Unfortunately, I mean, they didn't. They haven't. Yeah, 1764 views. Unfortunately, they didn't watch it all from beginning to end. But basically, I say how you can use it online and offline at the same time. And that has been my most viewed. And that was back way when I had, I'm not on there at all, as you can see. I didn't even have a webcam yet when I made that one. And my microphone is bad, and so I may revisit this one and like do another voiceover for this video, because it accurately describes what's going on with that. And because currently the EA Play launcher that's in beta doesn't have an offline mode. So if you cannot connect to the internet, you can't play your games. How about that? Not very good. All right. I think that was it. Once again, schedule free consultation, PayPal donation, Instagram links right there, as you can see, and at the top of the chat. For this video, I think I covered everything, didn't I? That's all the streams we have going on now. Board gaming with Stephen Glenn. Hopefully that will continue soon. He's been busy. So as soon as he has time to do that, perhaps we'll do that again. He is a friend and an award-winning board game designer, and he's designed several. All right, I guess that's it now. I need to get that much faster. I mean, the wrap up and stuff. Maybe I'll just make a pre-recorded video and then just like tack that on at the end, where it runs through all that really quickly. But it's fun to just keep. I like to talk, as you can tell. All right, but we'll stop now. And at the end, make smart financial decisions every day. Thanks. May or may not be right back on in half an hour or so. Leaning towards no.